Oh, you read out loud. You're not trying to be the center of attention. Yet somehow, people can't look away. You don't fit the alpha mold, always leading the pack. You don't fit the beta role either, following quietly. You're something rarer, something magnetic, something untouchable. This is the Sigma female, the rarest personality type in the social hierarchy. And today, you're about to find out if that's who you truly are. Stay until the very end, because sign number 7 is the one most people will never see coming, and it could change the way you see yourself forever. The first hidden sign is that you thrive in your own company. You don't need constant validation or the presence of others to feel complete. You value solitude, not because you dislike people, but because you recharge in your own space. Picture this: a weekend night, your friends are heading to a crowded party, but you choose to stay home, wrapped in a blanket, reading a book, journaling, or working on a passion project. You don't feel like you're missing out. In fact, you feel most alive in these quiet moments. Psychology calls this introverted confidence, the ability to be deeply comfortable in your own presence. It's rare, and it can be intimidating to those who rely on the approval of others. But your independence is only the surface. Your mind works in a way that makes people both curious and cautious. Which brings us to sign number 2. You think deeply and see through people. Sigma females are naturally observant. You notice the details most people miss: a twitch in someone's smile, a change in their tone, a shift in their energy. You read between the lines, often sensing the truth before it's spoken. A friend might say, "I'm fine," but you can feel the heaviness behind their words without them admitting it. This isn't about being judgmental, it's about being aware. You combine emotional intelligence with detachment, which means you can see the truth but choose whether or not to act on it. And when you do choose to engage, you don't chase attention, you draw it effortlessly. That leads us to sign number 3. You command attention without asking for it. You have a presence. People notice you even when you're silent. It's not because you're flashy or loud. It's because you radiate self-possession. Imagine walking into a room and, for just a moment, conversations pause, eyes glance your way, and people can't quite explain why they noticed you. Psychologists say humans are wired to pay attention to those who appear in control of themselves. It's a subconscious signal of strength and safety. But commanding attention isn't about ego for you. It's about knowing when to hold your ground and when to walk away. Which is why sign number 4 is that you walk away without regret. You don't beg people to stay in your life. If someone crosses your boundaries repeatedly, you let them go. You understand that not everyone is meant to walk with you to the end. You might have had to cut ties with a longtime friend who constantly disrespected your time or drained your energy. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. This comes from knowing your worth. Strong boundaries signal self-respect, and they unsettle people who are used to crossing lines. And while others may crumble under emotional pressure, you have something most people struggle to master. Sign number 5. You're emotionally self-regulating. You can feel deeply, but you don't let emotions control your behavior. You process your feelings internally and choose your responses with intention. Maybe someone insulted you in public. Instead of exploding, you stayed calm, held your dignity, and addressed it later in a private, precise conversation. This kind of self-mastery is rare. It's the difference between reacting and responding. But it's not just your control that sets you apart. It's the fact that you don't play the social games most people live by. Which brings us to sign number 6. You live by your own rules. You don't follow trends or bend to expectations just to fit in. You make choices based on your values, not on what society says you should be doing. You might reject the safe career path and instead build a life doing work you love, even if it's unconventional. You might live in a way that others call unusual, but for you, it's freedom. Autonomy is magnetic because it's rare, and most people are conditioned to conform. And this last one is the rarest of all. If you recognize this in yourself, you're not just a Sigma female, you're an unstoppable one. Sign number 7. You're a mirror to others' truth. People often project their insecurities, fears, or admiration onto you without realizing it. Your calm presence forces people to confront their own truths. Someone might dislike you for no reason, but in reality, it's because your self-assurance reflects the confidence they wish they had. This mirror effect makes Sigma females polarizing. You'll be deeply loved by some, resented by others, but you'll never be ignored. Being a Sigma female isn't about being perfect, popular, or praised. It's about being whole within yourself. It's about walking your own path, even when it's lonely. It's about power that whispers but moves mountains. If you've seen yourself in these signs, you're not just rare. You're extraordinary. So own your stillness. Protect your boundaries. Master your shadow. And live untouchably. Because in a world desperate for noise, you are the quiet storm. If you're related to even one of these signs, share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment about which sign resonated most with you. And subscribe for more deep dives into the power of the Sigma female and the dark feminine. This is your time. Walk it like the rare, untouchable force you are. Now that you've discovered the 7 hidden signs, let's go deeper into what life as a Sigma female really feels like. The challenges, the secret advantages, and the powerful shifts you can make to fully embody this rare energy. First, let's talk about the challenge of being misunderstood. Sigma females often walk a lonely road, not because they can't connect with people, but because their wavelength is different. You might notice that some friendships fade naturally because they can't meet you in the same space of self-awareness. At first, you may think something's wrong with you, but in reality, it's a filtering process. Your life becomes like a garden, and your boundaries are the fence that keeps it protected. The people who are meant to walk with you will find a way in, the rest will drift away, and that's okay. Second, the secret advantage of being underestimated. Sigma females don't always announce their capabilities. You might walk into a meeting quietly, and people assume you're shy or unsure until you speak, and suddenly the entire energy in a room changes. This underestimation is a hidden weapon. While others are busy proving themselves, you're observing, planning, and choosing your moment. When you finally act, it's precise, impactful, and unforgettable. Third, the art of silent influence. You don't need to convince people with endless words. Your consistency, your actions, and your integrity speak far louder. Imagine a friend who's struggling and watching you handle life's storms with grace. You don't lecture them, but your example plants a seed in their mind. If she can hold herself like that, maybe I can too. Influence without force. That's Sigma power. If you want to take your Sigma traits to the next level, here's what you can start doing today. 1. Practice intentional stillness. Every day, carve out 10 minutes with no phone, no noise, no distractions. Just sit, breathe, let your thoughts settle. Stillness is like a muscle. The more you train it, the more powerful it becomes in chaotic situations. 2. Refine your boundaries. Don't just know them, communicate them. If you don't want to take calls after 9 p.m., say it. If someone drains your energy, limit your contact. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They're doors that you choose when and how to open. 3. Protect your emotional energy like it's gold. Before reacting to someone, ask yourself, do they deserve this piece of me right now? Not every battle is worth your presence. The transformation mindset. Finally, understand that Sigma energy isn't something you fake. It's not about acting mysterious or cold. It's about truly knowing yourself so deeply that you no longer bend to please or pretend to impress. And this is a lifelong journey. There will be days you feel vulnerable, unsure, or even lonely, but those moments are part of the sharpening process. Steel is forged in fire, and your power is no different. Each time you choose yourself over the noise, you're strengthening the very essence that makes you a Sigma female. You are not here to compete in the race everyone else is running. You're here to build your own path, even if it winds through places no one else understands. You're the quiet storm, the unshakable presence, the rarest kind of leader, the kind who doesn't need followers to lead. So step into your stillness, own your shadows, and never apologize for the space you take up. Because when you live like this, the world can't ignore you.